The night air was still and cool as they left the upper room. A brilliant full moon hung in the Jerusalem sky, casting long, skeletal shadows as Jesus and his disciples made their way through the quiet city streets and across the Kidron Valley. Their destination was a familiar one, a garden of ancient olive trees on the slopes of the Mount of Olives, a place they called Gethsemane. It was a place of rest, of teaching, a sanctuary from the bustling city. But tonight, the atmosphere was different, a profound sadness, a weight that seemed to press down on the very air itself, began to settle upon Jesus. The usual easy conversation among the disciples faded into a respectful silence as they sensed the shift in their master's spirit. As they entered the garden, the gnarled, twisted trunks of the olive trees looked like silent, stoic sentinels in the moonlight. Jesus turned to the larger group of his followers. His voice was heavy, laced with an urgency they had never heard before. He told them to sit and wait while he went further to pray. He then took his inner circle, Peter, James, and John, deeper into the grove, into the thicker shadows where the moonlight struggled to penetrate. The sorrow he felt was now overwhelming, a crushing weight that felt like death itself. He confided in them, his closest friends, telling them his soul was overcome with sorrow to the point of death. He asked them to stay awake, to keep watch with him, to pray. Leaving the three, Jesus walked a little farther, about a stone's throw away, seeking solitude in the deepest part of the garden. Here, utterly alone, the full weight of what was to come crashed down upon him. The human part of him recoiled from the unimaginable suffering that awaited. He fell to his knees, and then, in complete prostration, he fell with his face to the ground. The soil, damp with evening dew, met his tear-streaked face. An agonizing prayer, a raw and desperate plea, poured from his heart. He cried out to his Father, acknowledging God's omnipotence, that all things were possible. He pleaded, if there was any other way, to let this cup of suffering pass from him. The struggle was immense. It was the ultimate battle between the natural human instinct for self-preservation and the unwavering commitment to divine will. The fate of all humanity hung in the balance, suspended in this single moment of intense, solitary prayer. The pressure was so extreme, so beyond human comprehension, that his sweat fell to the ground like great drops of blood. He was wrestling not just with the thought of physical pain, but with the spiritual agony of bearing the weight of the world's sin, of separation from his Father. In this moment of absolute anguish, when his human strength was at its lowest ebb, the darkness of the garden was pierced by a gentle, ethereal light. Heaven responded to his cry. An angel appeared, dispatched from the presence of the Father, not to remove the cup of suffering, but to provide the strength to drink it. The angel ministered to him, offering divine comfort and fortitude, reinforcing his spirit for the ordeal ahead. It was a tender act of compassion, a reminder that even in his deepest agony, he was not truly alone. His Father was with him, providing the supernatural grace needed to endure the unendurable. Strengthened by this heavenly encounter, but still bearing the heavy burden, Jesus rose from the ground. He made his way back through the olive trees to where he had left his three closest companions. He had asked them for one thing: to watch and pray with him for just 1 hour. But as he approached, he found them not in prayer, but fast asleep. The events of the long day, the emotional weight of the Passover meal, had exhausted them. A fresh wave of loneliness washed over Jesus. The men who had pledged to die with him could not even stay awake with him in his darkest hour. He gently woke Peter, his voice a mixture of sorrow and gentle rebuke, asking if he could not keep watch for a single hour. He urged them to watch and pray so they would not fall into temptation. Acknowledging that their spirits were willing, but their flesh was weak, twice more, he retreated into the shadows to pray the same prayer. And twice more, he returned to find his disciples overcome by sleep, their eyes heavy and unable to comprehend the cosmic battle being waged just a stone's throw away. The isolation was complete. This was a path he had to walk entirely alone. The disciples, in their human frailty, were a stark reminder that salvation could not come from human effort or companionship. It had to be a singular act of divine sacrifice. After the third time, a profound change settled over him. The struggle was over. The agony had given way to a serene and resolute calm. He had faced the terrifying abyss of the cross in prayer and emerged not defeated, but victorious. He had surrendered his human will completely to the divine will. He returned to his disciples one last time. But this time, his tone was different. There was no more pleading, no more sorrowful rebuke. There was only acceptance and resolve. "Are you still sleeping and resting?" he asked, not waiting for an answer. "Enough. The hour has come." His voice was steady, filled with a newfound peace and authority. The moment of decision had passed. The climax of his prayer, the turning point of history, had been reached in the quiet darkness of the garden. "Not my will, but yours be done." With this complete surrender, Jesus rose to his feet, a figure of incredible strength and peace. He was no longer a man wrestling in agony, but a king ready to meet his destiny. He looked toward the entrance of the garden, where the flicker of torches could now be seen in the distance, and told his disciples to rise, that his betrayer was at hand. He walked calmly and deliberately to meet the approaching crowd, ready to face the cross, not in fear, but with the quiet confidence of one who had already won the decisive victory in prayer. Each of us, in our own lives, will face a Gethsemane. We will have moments of crushing sorrow, of fear, where the path ahead seems impossibly difficult, and we feel utterly alone. We will face our own cups of suffering, whether they be illness, loss, betrayal, or deep personal struggle. In these moments, the story of Jesus in the garden becomes our guide. It teaches us not to run from the pang, but to bring it honestly and vulnerably before God in prayer. It shows us that it's okay to be afraid, to ask if there's another way. But ultimately, it teaches us the profound peace and strength that comes from surrendering our own will and trusting in God's plan, even when we can't understand it. Like Jesus, we may not have the cup removed, but in our surrender, we will find the angelic strength to endure. We will find the resolve to rise from our knees and face what's next, not with dread, but with a peace that surpasses all understanding. The victory over our greatest trials is always won first in the quiet place of prayer. Thank you for watching. If this story has touched you, please share it with someone who might need to hear it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content that explores the deeper meanings of faith.